All Indiana Politics is your premier source for Indiana politics, focusing on issues that matter to you.
I still want us to be the best in the Midwest.
We can't afford another lockdown.
Give the citizens of this country the relief they need.
Education in the state of Indiana remains priority number one.
In-depth, nonpartisan coverage.
We don't know exactly where the economy will be in January.
People are worried with good reason.
Exclusive interviews with Indiana's political leaders.
We have the resources here in the state of Indiana to care for those who are in need.
Expert analysis on critical legislation.
We need to reform those laws.
This recovery is going to take some time.
We've got to anticipate that there'll be a budget shortfall.
From Wish TV, this is All Indiana Politics Podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
I'm Wish TV's Phil Sanchez. I sat down with Sid Mahant, who's running for the 6th District of Indiana. He's one of a number of Republicans running for the seat. We spoke about his background, his experience of moving to America from India, and why he's running. Sid Mahant is joining us. Sid, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. Your first interview, because you were telling me off air, this is your first go around in the political arena.
It is. It is the very, very first one. Absolutely. And being in the studio.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
It's so cool. I want to work here. Just kidding. No, this is something I can't do. You gotta be.
How is the campaign going so far?
Campaign going very well.
Okay.
It's going very well. First time, running for any office without having any political background. So of course, a lot of hours, a lot of work, learning every day. I'm learning something new.
Right. So your background is in the trucking business.
Yes.
Tell our folks at home why you decided to jump into politics.
So basically to give it back to our communities, our society. I've been in America almost 20 years. When I came to America, I came broke. I didn't know how to speak English, didn't know nothing about the system and all that. The people here of this great nation, they took me to their arms and they taught me a lot. When I came, I had only $850 in my pocket.
Wow.
And not knowing nothing, no system. And my first job was a janitor. Yes, wow. And then, I worked as a certified assistant nurse in a care center, sold cars. So did a lot of odd jobs, know, and the people here, they helped me to achieve my American dream. And I don't believe any country out there in the world that we can say has, you will never hear listening or somebody saying England dream or Canadian dream. It's only one dream in the world that's called American dream.
Right.
An early age, and I able to achieve my American dream. And I don't believe in the system, how the things are going on, political system, the government, what's going on the border. So I thought, it's time for me to give it back to the community, to the society, the people of this great nation. I believe the American dream is slipping through the fingers, and it's my duty to give it to the next generation.
Okay, so expand upon what you disagree with what's going on right now, and how do you plan to change it?
So immigration system is one of the biggest problem. I see it. It's been going on from so many years. Even though when I was migrating to America, I have to jump through so many hoops, so many interviews. It was a point where my immigration office, they also lost the track of my interviews. Yes, wow. So I have gone through a lot which people can only talk about. People can read the books about immigration system, but having that experience, and even though the families right now still, even though immigration system has gone way better, but it's still not there. And one of the reasons, those people who are making the policies, the laws regarding immigration, they have never gone through the process.
Yeah.
And until you don't go through the process, you don't understand the problems.
Of course. I think that's with everything, right?
Yeah.
So how would you change that then?
So we'll have to work with the trained people, or train them better way. The policies has to be redone again to make it better, the faster the process. So I'll share, let's say, a small example, right? In India, and I'll talk from my experience. So India is basically an IT, hub for the world, right?
Sure.
All the engineers, they go all over the world, and they serve, as well as the doctors. So somebody who wants to come to America from India through IT, it takes probably than 3 months to come down here. And then when they come here, they're on, I believe, H-1B1 visa, right? And they can become the resident, but then the waiting time for that is roughly around right now is 16 years.
Right.
So that guy can live here, but he won't never be a resident until the 16 years, which of course everybody come to this country, they want to live here because of the system, the comfort of the life, the safety of the life, as compared to a lot of countries out there. So, knowing and having that knowledge, sharing that would make a big difference.
Okay, so you want to expedite that a little bit.
That one is one of the biggest one, because as you see what's going on the border, right now, so the borders, people just coming down, that need to be fixed at the point, because like in the past, what was going on, we have in Mexico, we were working with the government there. The people who wanted to come on this side and get the asylum or any other reason they want to cross the border, they will apply the cases on the other side of the border,
right.
And whosoever will qualify will come on this side, and then get the residence here. It's not going on that right now.
What else is important to you?
Transportation infrastructure, and I talk about, Indiana, and I'll talk about my District 6. The roads are pretty bad right now, and the bridges are going bad too. Indianapolis is very popular about potholes. Mm-hmm. So the part of the Indianapolis, the District 6 is also Indianapolis, mm-hmm. right? And which, if you drive down there, you'll see it's pretty bad. And infrastructure leads to the better economy.
Right.
So it's fixing those problems, getting better grants, and making sure the grants are going to the right place, so the things has been taken care of.
Yeah, I was a little late on this interview today, about 5 minutes, because I got stuck in traffic coming over to the studio today. So I totally get what you're saying. How does your family feel about you wanting to get into politics?
They're very positive. It's my wife, my kids, my mother's handprints are behind my, on my back, and they're the one who pushed me into it. They believe I can make some changes. I'm at the point where I'm almost retired. Mm-hmm. My work is good. My kids participate, and they're taking care of the business also. I have 18 years and 19 years old, 2 boys. They help to run the business. My wife is involved in it, and I have a very good team. I have employees with me since I started the company in 2015. So, they are happy. That I'm being the voice of the people who really want representation and the right representation. Yeah.
So you talked about how you came here 20 years ago, around 20 years ago, right?
Yes.
What is it about the Republican Party that you align yourself with that made you become a part of the GOP and then also run for Republican office?
So when I came to America, that was at Washington State. It was all about Democrat and how the Democrats do the things, and they're better for the immigrants. Mm-hmm. And I started watching. I wasn't involved because I didn't have no political circle, no friends in that. And so either you are in, that's how you learn it in the system, or you stand on the side and really study about it. And when I start seeing from a side, side of the road, and I start seeing both the parties. That one party only cry about, okay, they put the immigration. That's the most of their vote bank, they gain it. Mm. But then we have another party. They really say, okay, we want to bring the communities together, which I believe Republican Party really does it well. And they have the policies which are proven. They when Trump was in administration as compared to Biden now, we don't even have to ask any question. We already know what situation was back in days to now. I believed in the parties, and I chose Republican Party.
Right.
And they are welcoming, when without no background, I joined the party, and people were happy to see me, They say, we want somebody, from your community to come and join the party.
Sure. Sure, yeah. So, and I'm almost out of time, but give me a little bit of an idea of how that's been so far. You say, okay, I want to be more involved. I want to run for office. So you're up against a bunch of other candidates running for the same job. Sure. So how has that been? How has that gone? And how has your dialect and also communications with the GOP and the other candidates gone so far?
So my thing is more, I am going and meeting people, regular people, small businesses, and going into the communities. And of course, I don't have a lot of big relation, just like my opponents in the party, mm-hmm. because I have senator who's running against, and then I have legislator who's running in it, state senator. And so there are powerful people running. They are, I would say, established, politicians.
Yep.
They have relationship in the party much more hold than me. So in my case, so far, the people I have met, the chairs, and they're saying, hey, we're going to stay neutral. We want to give you a chance. And that's nice of them. I can expect them, coming into the politics just a few months ago, and they say, okay, we're going to help you, we're going to endorse you, and we don't know nothing about you. That doesn't happen. So even though they're staying neutral, that's a big help for me.
Yeah. We're almost out of time, Sid. So let our viewers know one more thing. What else do you want them to know before we let you go?
I want people to vote. People need to go out and vote. And out of 800,000 residents living in District 6, and which we see in the primaries, people don't go out and vote in the primary, and it's only 45,000 people go out and vote. In this election, there might be 80,000 people gonna go vote because of governor race and it's Trump being on the ballot. But really, people need to know the value of their vote and why it's important to go vote for the right person. So I'm not saying who is perfect and who's not, but do your studies and find the right person who can represent you. So please go out and vote. That's the biggest respect and biggest request I can ask you guys to do.
Absolutely. Well said. Sid Mahant, good to see you. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
From Wish TV, this is All Indiana Politics Podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Watch All Indiana Politics live Sunday mornings at 9:30 on Wish TV and at wishtv.com. Subscribe to this podcast and listen weekly here on the All Indiana Podcast Network. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.